Coming up on Cars and Brownies, we chase down some Subies. Can we get the chop on this Alpha 4C? And can we shake off this BRZ? Alright, kicking things off here on an MCO lapping night. Coming out the paddock into pit lane. We're gonna get flagged out. Gonna get the tires warmed up, brakes up to temp, and as you can see there, turning off my heated steering wheel. Thank you, haptic buttons, for being so sensitive. Unless into turn 2, coming up into 3. We've got some warm-up traffic already. Here we go. Coming out of 4, get into 4th gear, warmed up. Got an older E36 318, I believe that is. And a Elantra N in front. And I believe that's Jeremy in the 7.5 Golf R. Taking it a little slow right now, getting the tires up to temp. Don't want to go full ballistics off the bat. Alright, showing the inside line there, showing them we're in the mirrors. We're going to get the point by. Here we go. First point by on an outlap. Interesting. First point by on an outlap. Interesting. Alright. Let's see if we can get a point by the Elantra in on an outlap, or will we get it in a first hot lap? Going into 10, 156k an hour. Go a little quicker, we'll see as we get warmed up. Turns 11 and 12, we're going to hug 12 and push out slowly. Hug the inside, push way out here, brake early, get the early apex, and we're going to push out slowly. Alright, and the Elantra N has already given us a point by on the outlap. Let's see if they can keep up. Don't know what the GTI RS got in store. We cooking. Alright, we've caught up here to Jeremy. 7.5 Golf R. Mostly stock, I believe, just tires and brakes. Let's put the pressure on him. Let's see what we can cook up. Gets the point by the 135i. Gonna get the point by as well. Alright, let's go. We ain't let Jeremy get away. Could be going a little faster in the 1 for sure. Carry way more speed into there, as you see when we progress throughout the night. Or the evening, I should say. Throughout the session. Alright, into turn 4 here. Jeremy gives us the point by. We're gonna take it. Sayonara. Let's see. Way back in the rear. Let's see if Jeremy can keep up in the 7.5R. As we go into turn 5. I feel like I should be pushing out a little more on the exit of 5 instead of hugging it. As a hooking turn. Alright. As you can see in my mirrors, Jeremy's way back there. I've caught up to some more traffic here. Some really fast cars here. A Miata and an Alfa Romeo 4C. And still gotta figure out my line in temptation rather than keeping it tight and tucked. Should be pushing out. It's a pretty sketchy turn though. Off cambered. Nonetheless, we're gonna get the point by the NA Miata. And what do we have here? Alfa Romeo 4C. This thing should blow my doors off. It should be blowing my doors off. A lightweight mid-engine car like that should be flying through Calabogie. Into 13 and 14. We're gonna get the point by. There it is. Give you the chops. See ya, Alpha. Get the point by out. Skip ahead there a bit. This white BRZ here, and Sean in the Skyline R32 GTI out for testing after getting it together after a couple of years. We're gonna get the point by him. Alright, this BRZ thinks it's fast. No point by yet, thinks it's fast. They may be faster in corners for sure. That's a pretty good line there as I'm keeping it shallow. I should be pushing way out more, brushing off speed and tucking back in. It's only my second time ever doing a full course Calabogie. Going deep as we keep it shallow, which is definitely not the most optimal line. More correction to be made on the exit of Temptation. To experiment it. There we go. We're gonna get the point by, and as we get to point by, the camera decided to off itself for some reason. Anyways, into the session number 2. Out the pit lane again. Get the tires warmed back up. Brakes up to temp. Go into turn 2. Never mind. We're gonna skip ahead as apparently our outlap was a little boring at the beginning there. Here we go, caught up to the Civic EG. Pretty rare sighting. You barely see these anymore, especially here in Ontario. They're all rotted out and probably crushed in a scrapyard somewhere. But mad respects, I would like to own one again. It was a winter beater for 1 year. Yeah, I would like a small little hatchback like that, a beat on Civic Del Sol. If you can find one for a good price. And what do we have again? Session number 2. We've caught up to Mr. Alfa Romeo. Can we give him the chopsies again? Here we go, coming out of quarry and into the front straight. Will we get the point by here? Yes, we do. Chopsies to Mr. Alfa Romeo 4C. Goodbye, friend. Go deliver some pizza. How about that, huh? You forgot the spaghetti sauce on your passenger seat there. Alright, the GTI just ripping. Not the fastest guy out here by any means. You need a lot of work improving on lines. Getting the braking zones down properly and carrying more speed into turns. Focusing on exit speed rather than entry speed. A lot of work to be done. Once again here we're gonna get caught up behind some fast traffic. Honda S2000, and I believe that's a Miata NC up ahead. These guys should be flying through these turns. Lightweight cars like that should be blowing my doors off in the corners. Alright, here we go into Temptation. Do we choose a different line this time? Still keeping it tucked. Everybody seems to be going out wide and then coming back in. Don't know how and why I did not pick up on that. Choose to struggle on that inside shallow line. Not the line to be taken in Temptation, that's for sure. But who knows what the line ever is going into Temptation. Right into turns 10, 11. Should be carrying more speed, but got some fast traffic in front of us. will we get the point by soon? Let's see. As we go into turn 13. Brake early, tuck in, get the early apex. And wanted to push out, but we get the point by on the inside. Not the greatest line, but we are set up going into 15. As we get the point by the NC Miata, they know what's coming up. Let's go. Got more traffic here ahead. Behind this BRZ here. Should be flying. We got Sean and the R32 Skyline holding everybody up. That thing should be buggity scootying too. As we come in the front steer, we get the point by the BRZ. Thank you very much. Let's see how much speed we carry into turn 1. 30, you still think can get more speed into 1, but gotta keep it safe, you know. It's a pretty intense turn to carry speed into 1. Lighter cars like a Miata S2000 could just fly through there. Alright, as Sean gives us another point by here. As once again he's out testing the car before he gets a dyno. Wasn't out there to rip it around, you know, just get a research and development pretty much. He just got that thing on the road this summer. Beautiful R32 with RB26. Alright, following this Mazda 3 hatchback, waiting for the point by. There it is. It's a shame that Mazda doesn't make Speed 3s anymore. It'd be nice if they did. But I used to own a first gen Mazda Speed 3. And those were fun little cars. A lot of torque steer though. Always wanted to put you into the curb. Again, shallow line into Temptation. But eventually we'll get the line down. Alright. Should be going faster into 10 again. But as you can see, we got some fast traffic in front of us. Here, following this banana yellow Miata NC. That thing should be flying through here too. Could be tucking more, get that apex down, but thank you for the point by. As we get the point by, we have another. I believe that one's a GR86 up ahead. Can we hunt them down? And look at that. Within a turn, how much ground we've gained. And this is just a lapping day. Nothing serious, nothing competitive, but it's in me. It's just in me. In the front straight, we're gonna get the point by. Blow the doors off this GR86. Sayonara. Alright, a little further ahead, we catch up to some more fast traffic. An older Mustang, I believe with a V6. And this caged Miata up ahead at me. Not too sure if that's Tristan with his supercharged Miata or a different one. From what I recall, Tristan was running some white wheels last time, but it still could be him. Get the point by the Mustang. See you later. As we go into turn 15 and into 16, we're coming out of 16. Are we gonna get the point by here? Nope. Not into Corey. Gotta keep it tight there. Push out into mid, back in and out, and tuck it back in. Just the line I like to take in Corey. A lot of people stay wide and then come in, but ideally if you stay on the inside and push out under braking. It's more of a defensive line, I would say. Forces, if you were in a competition, forces your competitor to stay out while you hug the inside. Alright, a little more speed into turn 1 there. Wowzers. Alright. Tighten 2 and out. Release the throttle slightly into 3. Short shift in 4th right before turn 4. We are going to hunt down this 335i BMW. As we come up into 5, we're going to get the point by. We're going to hit 193 and we're going to take the inside chute. Catch the curbing a bit. Hold a tight line. And power out. Nicely done. Braked a little later than usual going into 5 and especially on the inside too. It's quite the thrilling feeling. Alright. There we go. I believe that's the line to be taken. A double apex almost. The inside, push out, come back in. But for being like an off-camber turn, like if you get it wrong, you could understeer out. It's kind of sketchy, but it's what Temptation's all about. Alright, another S2000. We're gonna get the point by. To 15, get a point by this Miata again. There it is. See, keep that tight line in quarry. Push out halfway, back in. Get way out here if you can. And tuck it right back in and look for the exit. Power out. Further up ahead. Catch up to some more traffic here. Silver S2000 once again, gonna give the point by to the older first gen BRZ there. And we're gonna get the point by, I believe that's Mike Fisk in the BRZ. Alright, here we go. Thinking we can shake him off. Look at that, still in my mirrors. As we go into 5 and 6. Should be able to pull away from him in the straights here. If that thing is mostly stock on power. Pulling away on him in the streets. As we go into Temptation. See the headlights right back in our mirrors. He's still right there with us. Still right there. The only one to be able to keep up, I believe, so far on a lapping night. And as you can see on the straights, we're going to pull away. We got the power. We got the power. And deep dive braking there on the Mini. Probably not the place I should have taken the point by. I'm not supposed to pass on an apex. But felt like it was safe to do so anyway. And yeah, don't do that though. Do not do that. Not supposed to pass on an apex. Nonetheless, further ahead, gonna try to catch up on some more other traffic. As you can see, if you catch a glimpse of headlights in my mirrors. Alright, we're a little further ahead. He was waiting for a point by too, but we have not shaken off Mr. Mike Fisk yet. He's in the distance there as we catch up. As we catch up to Hirsch in his WRX. And we're going to be held off by this red, I don't know if it's a GTI or a TSI, but usually on lapping nights that red one, not the greatest to give point buys. I don't know if it's an ego thing or not paying attention to the mirrors as much. Not the greatest to give point buys, but we're going to get the point buy out of 13. Both of us. We're going to keep up with Hirsch here. The WRX, some friendly competition. Know each other from autocross as well. But he's done some tuning on that thing now. Flying. Keeping up. As we catch some traffic here. One car in the 2 cars in the pits. Alright, let's go. Let's go. too sure if he has traction on. A slight little hiccup out of it. I don't know if it was just the bump ABS kicking in there for him. But his exit speed was quite fast there, pretty good. As we hit 175 kilometers an hour down the front street. .140 into turn 1, decent. And if you look in my mirrors, Mike Fisk is still there. That's a quick little BRZ. Don't need a fast car to be fast. It's all about the driver. Alright, we got 2 WRX. Let's get the point by the blue one. We're gonna stick with Hirsch. I'm gonna keep hunting him down. Hopefully we can get some back and forth battles going here. As we go into 5 and 6. Here we go. Power out. Definitely got a smoother exit speed, that's for sure. That's something I need to work out. Is my exit speeds. He's gonna get the point by the Fiesta, and we are gonna get held back as we go into Temptation. Was hoping I wouldn't be held up by another car, but there it is, Mr. Bob in the Fiesta. I believe it's Bob, could be wrong. Be Andy, I don't know who it is. Whoever's in the Fiesta, holding us back from a good battle. Call him Mr. Fiesta since I'm not exactly too sure who's driving it. Could be Bob from Autocross, could be Andy from MCO. Don't know. But as you can see, Hirsch is just running away right now, and we're just being finally get the point by. And Mr. Mike Fisk is still on us there. All right. As you can see, it took us about almost a lap to regain ground on Hirsch and the WRX. But at this point, we're gonna get held up by traffic up ahead too. So there goes that. Hopefully next time, catch each other at Calabogie. We'll get a proper battle going on. Mr. Mustang here, very fast Mustang. Braking. Way off the apex there, but we all know Mustangs are fast in a straight line. Get the point by. Now we go into Temptation. Starting to get a little pushed out there, but still feels a little too shallow for my liking. But Temptation is a tricky one. That off camber, it's just really weird. A lot of cars tend to go off and into the wall at Temptation, so don't want to risk it. Let's say you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Look at all the different lines being taken in the air. Oh my. Getting caught behind this Civic EG once more. It's a pretty clean Civic EG, I must say. This thing must be fun to rip around. I keep a safe distance here. Carry so much speed on the exit. Here we go. Hopefully getting a point by soon. And once again, Hirsch is just running away. So at this point, there's no point. I'm gonna pit out. There goes Mike Fisk. He was with us the whole time, and he just shook me. Just shook me to see him in my mirror the whole time. Once again, you don't need a fast car to go fast. It's all about the driver. All about the driver. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cars and Brownies. Catch you on the next one.